Good morning, fellow and future weirdos of the flock. How are you? Keep your shoes on and stop in the kitchen right around this area. I don't know what the fuck happened to my camera. I'm sure kids. So stop right in here and get some keep other people alive juice. There is protein powder because my body was feeling like shit without it. And I looked at the ingredients and it's mostly fruit shit. And it didn't, I don't know, it didn't say, well, my table did stay ruined, if you can see. But I don't know. Dawson said there was no finish on this table. So maybe just the liquid stained it. I don't know, but my body was hurting without it. The other bad news I have is oh, I don't even have any more sugar substitute shit. So we have to use real sugar. And I don't know if it's the sugar shit's fault or not, but sugar just doesn't taste like sugar. So if you've been drinking the sugar shit, you might have to add an extra scoop of regular sugar to your protein coffee mix. But if you blend it, it gets blended real good. Don't don't fry my blender though, please. So we left off yesterday. Listen, God was telling the people, you're about to go fight your cousins, but you're not exactly going to fight your cousins because I'm just gonna bust that ass for you. Don't worry about it. Just chill out. I'm going to wreck these people for you. But when these people flee, do not take them in and do not worship their gods because I'm your God. So don't do it. Because you fuck around, you will find out. And that's where we left off. Fuck around, you're going to find out, yo. So just, I'm your God. So just stick with me and I'll stick with you. And that's where we left off. And I'm Nikki K the Great. I will be reading you these stories. If you're new here, I am totally awesome. And I will be reading you this story in a totally awesome way. Probably a way you have never heard a Bible person talk about the story. But I'm not exactly a Bible person. I'm a secular person telling you what the Bible says because godly people are lying. And it may be on purpose and it may be on accident. Not exactly sure. But I think it's on accident because they're just going off what the Jews say instead of reading their own Bible. So there's that. I'm reading the Bible because I want to know what the fuck it says. And I want you to know what the fuck it says because this story is fucking amazing. Whether you believe it or not, the story is fucking amazing. It is the most exciting story I have ever read. So, this is turning out to be my favorite book and not just God. These people are fucking bloodthirsty monsters. And it is great to read about. Like, this book has everything, including a naked zombie. So, well, Actually, two zombies, and only one was naked. But we haven't got that far yet. We're on the part where it's like, fuck around. It's the first time he says fuck around, you're gonna find out. So, we're gonna see if these people fuck around and find out. So, do you have your shoes on? Did you pack a bowl? Listen, the weed man never showed up yesterday. Like literally never showed up. So I asked Austin if he would scrape my grinder so he could get that little powdered stuff and I could put it on the last bit of weed that we had, which was like a roach or two, and then put that powdered stuff on it. And then we're stuck with resin until the weed man shows up. Oh, my life blows. But I think the weed man didn't show up because I try to feed him every time he comes. And he's like, the brain injury, the food, I don't want to go. He probably didn't say that. He's probably busy. But he should be here today. Oh, but until then, we're stuck with resin and Keith. That's what it's called, Keith. That's what we have. So, with that being said, we are going on to chapter 24. And we're going to pause right here and take your medicine and get your coffee made. Just hurry up. Hurry up and be as fast as you can because we are about to find out if these people fuck around and find out. Sorry, thank you for helping me with my cat and water my plants because I totally forgot. I'm the worst ever. So thank you. Oh, I can't believe I forgot about the outside cats. I never forget about the outside cats. But I also took my medicine at the same time, so thank you for reminding me. Did you take yours? Amazing. Thank you. All right, chapter 24. We're going to find out if these guys fuck around and find out or not. Okay, so God said, fuck around and find out. And then he said to Moses, come here, come here. You, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 patriarch members of the vampires. Bring all these motherfuckers. So he's like, they can come like halfway. But if they come any further than that, that's a no. Tell them they cannot come. I'll go to them halfway. I'll meet them halfway. Good job. Okay. So Moses came and told all the people and all the judgments. And the people answered with one voice. So, hive mind. Keep that in mind because I believe hive mind is a recurring theme. So, it's probably something we should keep in mind. We need to have hive mind and blow a trumpet. Because God talks in trumpet. Because he likes big band music. So it's like jump, jiving, then you will. Swing and big band. He loves that shit. So, we're not there yet. We don't know what kind of music God likes. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something and I need to shut the fuck up. Okay. So, the people was like, hey, yes, good guy, bring it on. And then Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, rose up early in the morning, and built an altar. Under the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. But wasn't it when he came out of Egypt, he brought the tribes of Reuben, Simeon, and the Levites, and then Levite offshoot, the Korites. So I guess the other 12 came after, or the other ones came after, what was it? 8, yeah, 8 tribes plus 1 came with them later, I guess. And he sent young men of the vampires to offer burnt offerings and peace offerings to God. Well, to the Lord, who is not God. And Moses took half of the blood. Okay, so this, I guess, is the first part. I guess the blood is a thing right now, anyway. And he took half the blood and put it in basins, and the other half he sprinkled on the altar. And then he took the book of the covenant and read it in audience of the people. And they was like, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, whatever. Whatever it says, we're all about it. We're so codependent. So, yeah, whatever the boss says, that's what we're going to do for now. We don't know that yet, Nikki. Shut up. Why do you always talk so much? I don't know why I talk so much, but I talk so much. Okay. And they was like, yep. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, the blood of the covenant which the Lord had made with you concerning all these words. Then Moses went up, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 members of the patriarch. It doesn't say that. It just says leader of the vampires. Leader of the children of Israel, 70 of them. And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of sapphire stone. Okay, so it's red sapphire. The body of heaven. Okay, hold on. There was a paved work of sapphire stone, and as it were, the body of heaven and its clearness. And upon the nobles of the vampires laid not in his hand. So he doesn't have the children of Israel in his hand. Also, they saw God and ate and drank. And the Lord said to Moses, come up to me into the mount. Okay, so it's not on the mount. Moses didn't go on the mount, he went in the mount. And be there, and I will give thee tables of stone and a law, commandments. No, a law. I will give you stone, a law, and commandments, which I have written, that you may teach them. And Moses rose up, his minister Joshua, and Moses went up into the mount of God, and he laid unto the elders. Listen, no, he said to them, listen, wait right here. We will come back, and behold, Aaron and Hur are with you, If any man has any matters, let him come to them. Moses went up into the mount, and a cloud covered the mount, and the glory of the Lord abode upon Mount Sinai. And the cloud covered it 6 days. And the seventh day he called to Moses out of the midst of the cloud. Okay, so he left Moses in an interrogation room 6 days. Listen, when they put you in an interrogation room, they're going to leave you there. What you do is bunch up your blanket or your sweater, lay on the floor, and go to sleep. Bet you any money they will come in there and talk to you because they think. I don't exactly know what they think, but they will come in there and talk to you. Or you'll get a nap. Fuck those guys. And listen, when they put you in an interrogation room, before they even get you in there, tell them you want a lawyer and then go to sleep. Because they're not going to let you sleep. They're going to come in there and talk to you. And every time they leave, pretend you're sleeping. Lay back on the floor. They hate that shit like more than anything. They hate that. So, as soon as I get in there and ask you questions, be like, I know you got to do this, but I also need a lawyer. And they will leave, and you lay down on the floor and go to sleep. And wait for your lawyer. Not legal advice, criminal advice. Just saying. Just lay down and go to sleep. They won't leave you there. So go to Aaron and her because they're gonna control you. And Moses went up into the mount. Okay, 6 days. And the sight of the Lord was like a devouring fire on top of the mount in the eyes of the vampires. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud and went up into the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. Okay, we're going to chapter 5. How good did we do? Oh, we did such a good fucking job. Okay, listen, I did a good ass fucking job. All right, we're going to pause right here. We're going to get a refill. And then we're going to see if the weed man came. Well, actually, probably didn't come because I didn't call him. Like, hey, you forgot about me. I promise I won't try to feed you. Anyway, we're going to go call him real quick. We're going to get a refill. We're going to go pee. So, meet you back here. All right. Chapter 25. And he is not coming for a little while. Sad face. But you did find something for me, and I highly, highly appreciate it. And some of you others will also appreciate it. You found a roach in my outside ashtray because I was smoking out there. So you found a single roach in my ashtray outside, and I love you. That was a good job. You're a good guy. Digital high five. Oh, fuck yeah. And spiritual high five, big guy, because you gave him the idea. Spiritual high fives all around. So here we go. Chapter 25. Okay. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, tell these vampires that they bring me an offering. Every man that gives willingly with his heart shall take my offering. And, hold on, tell the vampires that they bring me an offering of every man that gives willingly with his heart. You shall take my offering, and this is the offering which you shall take of them: gold, silver, and brass, blue, purple, and scarlet, fine linen, goat's hair, ram skins dyed red, badger skins, shittim wood, oil for light, spices for anointing oil, and for sweet incense, onyx and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. Okay, so real quick, you're giving a rule that they give this offering. So they have to give the offering. But he's like, but if they do it willingly, they have to give this offering. But if they give it willingly, if they have to do it, how can they be willingly? God logic. This is not free will. You have to do this, but do it willingly. Do willingly the rule. God logic. Okay. And let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them, according to all that I show thee, after the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all instruments thereof. You're going to make it. All right, God's going to make his house with these people. And as for the blood thing, apparently you just sprinkle it on the altar and sprinkle it on the people, and that's it. So there's no blood thing. There's no new moon thing. It's a harvest thing. It's not a new moon thing. And the blood thing is not really a blood thing. It's like sprinkly thing. Okay. So now we know that. And now we're about to get into the schematics of God's house. Okay? Remember, they are building God a house with them. So God is about to live with them. So are they going to fuck around and find out? Let's find out. Okay. And now we got to read these boring ass schematics. Because we have figured out a few things so far that are not the rules now for these people. They change the fucking rules all the time. But this is how it's supposed to be. There's no blood thing. There's no bloody circumcision. There's no new moon worship. There's none of that. There is none of that. Now we're going to read the schematics of these tents of God's house and see, is there fucking horns on the altar? Because this bothers me for all my life. Because there's no horns on the altar. There's no horns on the altar. Shut the fuck up. All right. Okay. So hold on. The onyx stones and stones to be set in the ephod. Not exactly sure what an ephod is. I don't know. Ephod. Ephod. Okay. And breastplate. So the stone in the breastplate is like a god roll. Okay. Uh, and they shall make an ark of shittim wood. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half of the breadth, and a cubit and a half the height. And you shall overlay it with pure gold within and without. Shalt thou overlay it, and you shall make upon it a crown of gold round about. And you shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners thereof. And 2 rings shall be on the one side, and 2 rings on the other side. And you shall make staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And you shall put the staves into the rings by the side of the ark, that the ark may be borne with them. And the staves shall be in the rings of the ark, and they shall not be taken from it. And thou shalt put into the ark the testimony which I give thee. Okay, you're about to put these tablets in here. And you shall make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length, and a cubit and a half the breadth. And you shall make it two. Okay. And you shall make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length, and a cubit and a half the breadth. And you shall make 2 cherubims of gold, of beaten work shall you make them in the 2 ends of the mercy seat. Is this the horns on the altar? Probably not, but okay. And make 1 cherub on one end and the other on the other. Even of the mercy seat shall you make the cherubims on the 2 ends. And the cherubims shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their faces shall look to one another. Toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubims be. Okay, so they're going to be facing each other but looking down. And you shall put the mercy seat above the ark. And in the ark you shall put the testimony that I'm giving you. And there I will meet with you, and I will commune with you from above the mercy seat, from between the cherubims which are on the ark of the testimony. Okay, so the ark of the covenant. All the things which I give thee in commandment unto the children of Israel. Hold on. The ark of the testimony. Of all the things which I will give thee in, in commandment unto the vampires. You shall also make a table of shittim wood. 2 cubits shall be the length, and a cubit the breadth, and a cubit and a half the height. And you shall overlay it with pure gold, and make thereto a crown of gold round about. Hold on. And you shall make a table. 2 cubits shall be the length, and a cubit the breadth, and a cubit and a half the height. And you shall overlay it with gold, and make a crown of gold round about. And you shall make into it a border of a handbreadth round about, and you shall make a golden crown to the border round about. And thou shalt make it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet. Over against the border shall the rings be for places of the staves to bear the table. And you shall make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, that the table may be borne with them. And you shall make the dishes and the spoons and covers, bowls, to cover with withal of pure gold shall you make them. So you're making a whole bunch of gold shit, like cutlery. Upon the table, showbread for me. Okay, so you're going to have showbread on this table all the time because it's got to look nice. And you shall make a candlestick of pure gold. Of beaten works shall the candlestick be made, and his shaft, and his branches, his bowls, his knops, his flowers will be just like it. Okay. Look, the Lord is talking about somebody else. It's like you're going to make all this for him because his shit's going to be the best. 6 branches shall come out of the sides of it. 3 branches out of one side and 3 branches from the other. 3 bowls made like unto almonds, with a knop and a flower. 1 branch and 3 bowls made like almonds, and the other branch with a knob and a flower, and the 6 branches that come from the candlestick. Oh my God, this is like a tiny little thing. So it's like a big thing, and then a tiny little thing. And then flowers. Oh, this sounds like hard work. How long did this take? And the candlestick shall be 4 bowls made like unto almonds. Okay. And okay. So something called a knop to the 6 branches that proceed out of the candlestick. I'm just trying to find where I'm at. We just read all that. Their knobs and their branches shall be of the same, and it shall be 1 beaten work of pure gold. And you shall make 7, and they shall light the lamps, that they may give light over against it. Against what? Make 7 lamps, and they shall light the lamps, that they might give light over against it. Against what? Listen. And the tongs and the snuff dishes thereof will be pure gold. A talent of pure gold he will make all these vessels. And hold on. Make them after their pattern, which I showed you in the mount. See what I'm saying? See why I didn't want to read this the first time. But we have to know what the fuck it looks like because they change it. And I don't exactly know where they changed it because I did not read any of this shit. And I apologize ahead of time. But this right now, I guess, is when Moses is inside the mountain. So God's telling Moses this inside the mountain, I guess, one of the 40 days. I'm not exactly sure. All right. Because, like, God did come and see the patriarch and Moses. And then I guess God told Moses, listen, I wrote some shit and you're going to teach these. Okay. And he told the elders, wait here. Aaron and her are in charge, right? And then Moses went into the mountain and the cloud covered it. And the glory of the Lord bowed upon. Okay. And it looked like fire. Okay. And Moses went into the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights. And if they do it willingly. Okay, so he wasn't talking. Moses was already in the mountain. So I guess this is day 1. So then he was like, tell them they got to do this sacrifice. But if they do it willingly, it's not free will. It's a rule. Okay. But if they do it willingly, then you can take it. But how are they going to do it willingly if it's a rule? And then God's like, make me a house. Make me a sanctuary. So make me a house. So I can chill among these people. But look, it's got to be the best of the best, right? But I need an ark. So you're going to make me an ark. Because I need a suitcase. So they're making it. And then God's like, make me a chair. Make it of pure gold. Listen, how is that comfortable? Okay. So anyway, make me a chair. But give a mercy seat and then put a seat on top of what's going on so I can sit above it and talk to the person below me. It'll be just like prison. It'll be bunk beds. It'll be great. God did not say that. But he's like, I need a chair. So he makes me a chair. but make this suitcase. Oh, he did. Okay, he already said. And then he's like, I need this candle in this specific way. And then I need 7 of them. But also, don't forget the cutlery. It's got to be gold. Listen, his stuff has to be the best. And I need some bread on this table all the time because, he he has to it has to be great. And I don't know why it just says his. His has to be his. Who is he talking about? Is he talking about ancient God? I don't know. Anyway, I talk too much. uh, but that's where we're leaving off. God's like, I need a perfect, perfect candle. 7 of them to fight the darkness. I don't know if it's to fight the darkness, but it's to, what do you say? It's to, okay, so make 7 of them that they may give light over against it. But I don't know what it is, and I don't know who he is. So, not exactly sure what the fuck is going on right there. But for some reason, God needs a house with these people, and he needs 7 candlesticks. But they gotta be exact. So, seems like God's getting ready for something. Let's find out what it is. I will be back tomorrow. I love you, and thank you for watching. Learn word magic. Keep your head down, your nose clean, and your shoes tied. Don't get ready. Stay ready. Love you. Bye.